Shares of DraftKings jumping more today, up 8% here. What was behind this rally? Or maybe we should ask, who was behind this rally? None other than His Airness himself, basketball legend Michael Jordan, joining the company as a special advisor to its board. Is this a slam dunk for DraftKings? I mean, the market tells you so. The company added, $800 million or so in market cap just on the back of this news of MJ joining that board. Dan?
Oh, hi, Mel. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I mean, this is not the last dance for DraftKings. If anything, this is just the beginning. When you think about their move from daily fantasy, which continues to be gangbusters, even with limited sports, and what lies ahead once we get to the other side of the pandemic. I mean, sports betting is going to be a national thing. You know, you think about all these states, they're going to have these massive deficits from lost tax revenues for so many other things during the pandemic. I suspect you're going to see legalized sports betting. So to me, I think DraftKings is just getting started. I don't think you can speak to the valuation right here. The thing SPAC'd into a merger into the public markets earlier this year in the middle of the pandemic. All the power to them for sticking it out here despite all these headwinds. So to me, I really like DraftKings. I've been consistent on that. I think you buy it on dips. And I think on the other side of the pandemic, this is going to be a real player in a very new sports-friendly betting world.
I mean, this seems like a really savvy move for DraftKings. Everybody knows, at least I know through The Last Dance that aired on ESPN, that Michael Jordan really likes gambling. And so the fit there is perfect, Bonawyn. This sort of reminds me of Oprah and Weight Watchers, Kanye and Gap, where you sort of get the celebrity to join and you have built-in endorsement power there.
Yeah, you do. I mean, particularly when you're drawing the parallels of the celebrity actually using the product. I think that's what you were inferring there. Yeah, I mean, listen, the guy has only been the face of the franchise of the Bulls, been the face of the NBA, Nike, Jordan brand. I don't know what there really isn't to like. I think he can rubber stamp his participation, and at least it's going to build credibility and probably expand the exposure of what is already a well-positioned stock.
All right. Well, elsewhere in the sports world, we are counting down to the start of football season. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell appearing on Squawk Alley to lay out his league's attempts at reaching a wider audience in these strange times.
We have nothing but the best partners in the business. We're proud of that. But we also want to try to reach new platforms where our fans are. And we've got to reach new partners in the context of that. So I see this negotiation as working with our current partners to continue that relationship, as well as bringing new partners in that are going to help us reach those additional partners. Whether that happens in the next few months or the next 2 years, that's not as important to us as getting it right.
So what's next for the sports media industry? Paul RABIL is the co-founder of the premier LACROSSE league. He joins us now. Good to have you back, Paul. Nice to see you.
Hey, great to be back.
I want to ask you how you think your season is going. But first, back to Goodell. He also talked about allowing fans back into the stadium, saying that it's going to be up to the local team. It's going to be up to local authorities. He wants to make sure the fans stay safe. But do you think that's realistic, that this football season fans could actually be in the stands?
Well, we're going to see it. We're going to see it in week one with 6 of the teams now that have at least said that they've created some type of infrastructure to allow a portion of their audience to be in the stands with appropriate PPE and guidelines. We'll see that number increase. We're tracking youth sports, tracking even the school system on a state-by-state basis to see where it lands. But I also heard Commissioner Goodell talk about their media rights, and we're in a really interesting time right now where most of the major leagues are discussing the future of media rights deals with the networks that are now rolling out their SVODs, AVODs, OTTs, and the time to be involved in sports is fascinating.
Hey, Paul, it's Dan. Thanks for joining us, bud. You guys just got through with this tremendously successful bubble championship series that you guys spent months and months planning for. It went off without a hitch. You're just talking about media rights, that sort of thing. How much did it matter to you guys? I know that you love connecting with your fans, but you have this great partnership with NBC and NBC Sports. The coverage was amazing. It was on TV. It was on the web. It was OTT streaming. Did that kind of fill a certain gap in your mind? And did you outperform your expectations as far as the product that you guys delivered to the fans?
Yeah, hey Dan. Last time I was sitting here across from you guys, I was in Utah as a player, so I had a T-shirt on. Now I'm trying to pose as an executive here, but we did what we set out to accomplish, and we're more agile as a startup league. So we view sports pretty simply. It's a media company with live IP, and if you're a network or if you're a cable provider, live programming is the last standing firewall for viewership, which then translates to affiliate fees, licensing opportunity, and advertising. So our viewership benefited from being able to get off during COVID and these accelerated viewership times. So we were up close to 40% year-over-year viewership, and our OTT with NBC Sports Gold saw a 150% increase in subscribers despite having the lion's share of our programs on television. So there were major indicators as the networks right now watch how these live sports perform. Another example is with Peacock's rollout here with NBC and now having 10 million users that now create profiles. They're experimenting with EPL games exclusively. They're also looking at PGA matches being provided exclusive to Peacock. And will these SVODs now see subscriber opportunities and increase through live sports, which traditionally networks were looking at SVODs, which are subscription video on demand just for original programming.
Right. Paul, thanks so much. We'll see you in the next hour fast. We're going to dive into your portfolio then. Paul RABIL.